Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Just a note, I know that we've had some website issues this morning. The website looks like it's up and running. It's looking good. A little bit of a heads up here. We're actually working on upgrading the website. I know it crashed this morning. That's not part of it. This is something totally separate, a different plugin. But the upgrade that we're working on is going to be really impressive and really cool, and I'm really looking forward to it. So just keep an eye on that as we head towards the end of the summer. The goal is to be up and running by the fall. Also, if you are interested in helping out this channel, which I know you are, you're sitting here watching it, right? Well, please like, share, and subscribe. I don't do any of these scare tactics that you might see on other channels where half the country's covered in red and it's the worst storm ever and all that stuff. But we do provide detailed analysis that you can use to protect yourself and keep yourself safe. So I know it's not the most flashy thing, but you can guarantee it's going to be one of the most accurate out there. So definitely check that out and like, share, and subscribe. And if you're interested in more detailed information and more correspondence with yours truly, then definitely look at the premium consulting membership, only $15 a month. So let's dive into the observation, shall we? Now we have a stationary front hanging around the region. This front did not cause the heavy rainfall. What caused it was a prefrontal trough, which is now off the coast. And that prefrontal trough really enhanced a lot of the lifting around the region of all this deep tropical moisture. That's still in place. That didn't go anywhere, really. Notice the dew points are all in the lower to mid 70s. We have dew points in the upper 60s to lower 70s over the northern interior. Temperatures range from the lower to mid 70s over the northern interior, mid to upper 70s on the I-95 corridor and along the coast. Winds are generally light and variable, but they're going to develop out of the southwest by the time we get to this evening. And this stationary front is not going anywhere, unfortunately. The only thing that's really dividing as far as this frontal boundary is really the humidity. This is somewhat uncomfortable. This is sauna. So that's basically the way to describe it. And unfortunately, this is not going to be leaving us anytime soon. Let me take a look at the weather tap radar and surface map. There's that prefrontal trough I was talking about that was hanging around the coast, and we're just getting an update right now of that position, and there it is, and very impressive, and that produced our intense heavy rainfall. Unfortunately, parts of southeastern New York and northeastern New Jersey got some very heavy rainfall, in some locations pushing over 5 inches, which of course led to flooding. This is something that we really have to be aware of, because this whole setup is going to continue to feature these pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Now, not as widespread as what we saw yesterday, because we won't have this prefrontal trough, but these thunderstorms aren't going to be moving all that much. So if they set up over your location, they're going to kind of linger there for an hour, 2 hours, maybe even 3 hours, with steady, moderate to heavy rainfall, which can really pile up. So again, we're going to keep an eye on where these thunderstorms pop up. It won't be a widespread flooding threat. You won't have flood watches, but if you get caught in one of these thunderstorms, do be prepared for a lengthy period of rain possible if this thunderstorm really gets going and then just sits there over your location. So we're watching that very carefully. Taking a look at the latest infrared satellite picture, you can see there's our prefrontal trough influence. Notice the weather pattern here. It's not changing all that much. Our Western Atlantic Ridge, as I warned, remains the dominant theme, and it is just pumping tropical air right up into our neck of the woods from the Gulf Coast. And this stationary boundary, which was driven by the polar jet stream, is just basically stuck up against it. And that is essentially what I've been expecting for this summer. And unfortunately, that is exactly what has verified. So when we take a look at the visible satellite picture, we have a lot of low clouds here, okay? And we have some air moving off the Appalachian Mountains. It's called gravity waves, completely normal. And this tells me how much moisture is in the atmosphere. Because remember, it's cooler in the morning, so everything's kind of condensing. So you have a lot of these low clouds all over the place. As we get to the afternoon, notice as the sun is rising, some of these clouds are starting to break up. As we destabilize the atmosphere, we're going to end up with more cumulus hanging around, almost like as if it's Florida, and the potential for a couple of thunderstorms. So let's dive into this forecast for today. Look for variable clouds, a mix of sun and clouds. A few isolated showers and thunderstorms will be possible. High temperatures in the lower to mid 80s over the northern interior, mid to upper 80s on the I-95 corridor, lower to mid 80s along the coast. If we get a little bit more sunshine, we could actually see a 90-degree temperature here and there, especially around Philadelphia. For tonight into tomorrow morning, scattered cloud cover, some low clouds, fog, low temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s over the northern interior, lower to mid 70s along the coast, mid 70s in your urban areas. For tomorrow afternoon, same thing, variable cloud cover, isolated showers and thunderstorms. Look for high temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 80s throughout the region, feeling more like the upper 80s to mid 90s because of the humidity. For tomorrow evening into Thursday morning, watch out for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms as the frontal boundary kind of wavers around the region. Low temperatures will range from the lower to mid 70s. For Thursday afternoon, the frontal boundary will start to drop south a little bit due to another polar trough wave and a cold front approaching from the Great Lakes. That's going to open up the potential for a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms. Not a complete washout, but definitely stormy continuing. Look for high temperatures on Thursday afternoon to range from the lower to mid 80s over the northern interior, upper 80s to lower 90s on the I-95 corridor, mid to upper 80s along the coast, with the humidity pushing the heat index up to the mid to upper 90s, especially in your urban areas. Thursday night into Friday morning, the frontal boundary sinks south with a cold front pushing along it. Again, they both stall because they run up against the western Atlantic ridge. So look for low clouds and variable clouds on Friday morning with low temperatures ranging from the lower to mid 70s over the northern interior, mid to upper 70s in your urban areas, should I say mid to upper 70s in your suburbs, upper 70s to lower 80s in your urban areas. So really steamy. And then Friday afternoon, that frontal boundary again is just stuck. It's just stuck right here. Again, same story. Threat for scattered showers and thunderstorms. A couple of those thunderstorms could produce very heavy downpours. High temperatures ranging from the upper 70s to mid 80s over the northern interior, upper 80s to lower 90s on the I-95 corridor, mid to upper 80s along the coast. Again, more humid as you head towards the coast. On Saturday, that frontal boundary is hanging around. Again, sky cloud cover, can't rule out an isolated thunderstorm. Not as much what we call lifting in the atmosphere, so more sunshine on Saturday with low temperatures ranging from the upper 50s to mid 60s over the northern interior. Got a little bit more dry air. Then mid to upper 60s in your suburbs, upper 60s to lower 70s in your urban areas. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 80s over the northern interior and on the immediate coast, mid to upper 80s on the I-95 corridor. Then on Sunday, another frontal boundary will attempt to move through the region with an area low pressure with waves of showers and thunderstorms. Sunday morning and afternoon looks to be a bit unsettled and stormy, so not the best conditions for outdoor activities. Look for low temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s over the northern interior, lower to mid 70s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 80s over the northern interior and on the immediate coast, mid to upper 80s on the I-95 corridor. On Monday, well, guess what? The frontal boundary is stalled again with scattered cloud cover and isolated thunderstorms. Look for low temperatures in the lower to mid 60s over the northern interior, upper 60s to lower 70s in the suburbs, lower to mid 70s in urban areas. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 80s. And on Tuesday, well, guess what? Frontal boundary stalled out again. Scattered cloud cover, isolated thunderstorms a threat, more of a focus to the south of us. So maybe just a little bit more sunshine in this scenario, especially as you head further north. Look for low temperatures in the mid to upper 60s over the northern interior, upper 60s to lower 70s in the suburbs, lower to mid 70s in your urban areas. High temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s along the immediate coast, lower to mid 80s everywhere else. That is your forecast discussion for today. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.